FJT is back in the mother effing building. And it's another day, another dollar we don't spend on these women. I want to give you guys a little review on a side hustle I've been doing for a while. I won't go too deep into details, but I'll cover some of the basics. So, to get a little cash on the side, I do food deliveries. And some of the things I like about doing food deliveries is that you could turn on the app whenever you're available and start earning money if people are ordering food in the area that you're in. I also like that it's easy for the most part. You just drive to the restaurant, get the name of the person, and they'll hand you the food that the person ordered. Or sometimes the restaurant will have a special rack specifically for online orders. So you could grab the food and head to the customer's location. And there's been times when customers give me huge tips around the holidays. I like that too. Now let me give you some of the cons. Some of the cons are going to a restaurant and the food isn't ready. Sometimes restaurants don't start making the food until you arrive. Every once in a while, you'll run into a grumpy restaurant supervisor that talks to you like a child as if you work for him or her. Sometimes the restaurant might run out of a certain kind of food or drink. Then at that point, you'll have to call the customer, and most of the time the customer won't even answer the phone. Sometimes customers might text you talking trash, but that's very rare. This is why you never use your real number when doing food deliveries. Another downside is that you don't get paid by the hour, so sometimes you'll run into traffic. Also, there will be times when a customer gives you the wrong address and then you're going on a scavenger hunt to find them. Some customers don't have an apartment number or house number posted on their residence. Sometimes customers want you to hand them their food directly and they take forever to answer the door. Also, keep in mind that you have to use your own vehicle. So you'll still have to pay for gas, tolls, maintenance, insurance, and all that stuff. But you may be able to write off your gas and other things at the end of the year. So make sure you keep track of your miles. And they also have many YouTube tutorials on tax write-offs if you want to know more about that stuff. So food deliveries may not be something you want to do if your car is unreliable and eats a lot of gas. But regardless, if there's anybody thinking about doing food deliveries, I say to sign up to a bunch of delivery apps today and just give it a shot. Don't wait until later because they may have you on a waiting list for a while depending on your location. And if I remember correctly, I think I waited 3 weeks for them to approve me because there were many people ahead of me on a waiting list. I thought I was going to hate doing food deliveries, but even with the cons, it's not that bad if you just want some quick side cash. And once you do it for a while, you'll know what restaurants to avoid going to because some of the restaurants are always packed and some of the restaurants take way too long to get the food ready. For example, I stay far away from Chick-fil-A. The restaurant is always packed and I heard that they don't start making the food until you get there. Another thing I like is that before you accept an order, you can see the area where the food is getting delivered. And if it's going to the hood, I ain't going. When I first started doing food deliveries, I did a lot of deliveries to the hood and I don't like it. Guys, I don't know about your area, but the hoods in my area have terrible streets. There's people that are loud and obnoxious, hella potholes that destroy your wheels, no freaking parking, so you might have to park in the middle of the street just to do your delivery and block some traffic that's coming down the street. And if you guys have any other questions, you can ask me because I've done about 400 deliveries in total. And let me tell you, when you do that many deliveries, it's only a matter of time till you see some crazy stuff. There's been times where I delivered to people that came up to their doorstep half naked. Sometimes people are in full-blown arguments when I arrive. And of course, you have some girls flirt with you from time to time, or sometimes they act silly. One time I went to a restaurant to deliver food and there was a bunch of young white girls working there. So when I arrived, I said, I'm looking for Katie. Then the girl says, follow me. So I follow her inside the restaurant, and she takes me to the kitchen area, and the girl tells me to wait while she gets Katie. So as I'm waiting, the other girls that work there start asking me my name and asking me, how did me and Katie meet? I'm like, I'm just delivering food. So I guess they assumed that me and Katie were messing around, and I just bought her food or something. So then the Katie chick is sprinting towards me and saying to her coworkers,
oh my God, no, that's my delivery driver.
So all the other girls were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you guys were like, I'm like, it's all good. And I just, continue to do my deliveries. Then another time, I delivered food to this woman's house. She had to be at least 45, 50 years old. She was sitting on her step. And when I walked up her driveway, she was like, oh, whoa. Oh my. Well, hello. I was waiting for you. So I handed her the food and I said, here you go. Have a good day. And she's like, no, you have a good day. Then another time I was in a neighborhood, and I don't want to throw any cards out there. So let's just say when I look a little different in certain neighborhoods, sometimes people automatically assume I'm up to no good. So that particular day, I was delivering pizza. I left the pizza in my car and I was walking around looking for the house because my GPS didn't give me an accurate location. As I was walking down the street, a woman that was planting her flowers was staring at me looking terrified. And she asked me if I was lost and if I needed help with something. So I said, yeah, I'm doing a food delivery and I'm looking for such and such street. So she pointed me in the right direction and I told her, thank you very much. So I hopped in my car, drove around the corner to my destination. When I arrived, I grabbed the pizza and fries, and then I got a text message from the girl I was delivering to. She said to walk down her driveway, go to the back of the house, go through the back door, and go upstairs to the second floor, right down the hallway. So I'm thinking, oh, this must be a duplex that looks like a house on the outside. So, I go to the back door, I knocked, and then I walked in. Before I walked up the stairs, I started saying like, hello, hello. But I just heard the echo of my voice. So I started walking up the steps and I seen a sofa and a flat screen TV. I immediately walked out because I realized I was literally standing in the family room. So I called the number she gave on the app and I was about to leave the food at the door and text her a picture. And literally within seconds, she came to the door. I told her that I saw her text giving me permission to come inside, but I didn't want to be all up inside her house. Then she tells me, oh no, it was like perfectly fine. And I told her, it doesn't look good when a guy like me is opening up the back door of a random house. Translation, it doesn't look good when people see a random black guy opening up the back door of a random house. So she just grabbed the food and rushed back into the house. And some of you listening to this may be thinking, well, what's the big deal? It's a big deal because the situation could have went way left. Because imagine if one of her neighbors called 911 and said that a black guy was breaking in through the back door of someone's house. Even though I had permission to go inside, all it takes is one phone call for my life to be potentially ruined. And what made it worse is that the girl that I delivered to is a tiny little white chick that hardly had on any clothes. All she had on was pajama pants and a pajama blouse. And on top of that, I already had people in the neighborhood staring at me looking terrified when I was walking down the sidewalk. But I'll admit, even though she gave me permission to enter, I should have never walked inside. But on the real, I honestly thought it was a duplex that had stairs that led up to someone's front door because I've delivered to different places like that before. But just wanted to share that with you guys, and hopefully you can make a couple extra dollars. Peace.